changes on the grid that perhaps we did not expect. Gamble potentially taken by 3 laps coming up in MotoGP. It went all the way down to the wire last week. Are we in for another thriller here? And can Takanaka Tamada, wasn't it? Back at the Twin Rim Matega, we've not had a Japanese rider on a Premier Class podium since Katsuyuki Nagasuga. So way back in Assen, 2006. Slightly warmer than qualifying in FP4 yesterday. 22 in all, pretty good conditions for a motorcycle race. You just know in Alex Rins' mind, his mindset is to get the whole shot. Again here today, get the whole shot, and he's going to try and clear off. That's clearly what's in the mind of Alex Rins with that front tyre choice. As the helicopter flies over, every point matters in MotoGP at the moment. Joan Mir on 1-2-1. MotoGP career, he starts from pole position. The green flag. Green start for Taka Nakagami. But here comes Alex Rins as well. Nakagami will lead into turn 1. A brilliant start for the LCR run, but he's wide. Nakagami leads from Morbidelli and Alex Rins. Oh, Nakagami! He's gone! He's blown it! His dreams of... It's Binder and Jack Miller who have gone down as well. 3 riders already out of this Grand Prix. The inquest begins. Red hot favourite, the clear favourite, Taka Nakagami, down and out early on here in Aragon. On the Ducati, the 2019 Ducati at Sponsorama Racing in 3rd. Then it's Maverick Vinales, and look at Joan Mir. Mir's past. Stopping drama and tension in MotoGP. Can you believe it? Nakagami already on the floor. There's no way that Vinales is going to out-drag the Ducati. Feels so sorry for Taka Nakagami. But where do you look in MotoGP at the moment? Here's Cal Crutchlow getting aggressive, looking aggressive. Nakagami caught cold literally by a cold left-hand side of that front tyre as he swept through turns 4 and 5. That was with it. Looked like Aleix Espargaro and Andrea Dovizioso. I'm surprised to see that the incident involving Binder and Miller is currently under investigation for some time. Yeah, this is a real tough one to swallow. Poor old Taka Nakagami. You thought minimum on the floor at turn 4. Heartache and pure dejection and frustration for him. What a time to do it as well. He's been in the top 10 to stick his nose in the title fight, but I think that's done and dusted now for Nakagami. He can forget about that one. Now, let's have a look for now at this... Binder's gone into the back of Jack Miller. He's gone in a bit hot. Did Fabio Quartararo. And you can see how quickly Mir's been able to gap Fabio Quartararo, who's now come under real pressure from the chair from Fabio Quartararo. Surely Crutchlow goes through. Crutchlow's wide though and allows back through Fabio Quartararo. Crutchlow will be getting a bit 48.554, about a tenth quicker than Alex Rins behind him. Zarco looking strong still in that 3rd place. He made the stare of Cal Crutchlow. That was a brilliant shot of Cal Crutchlow's eyes. There's Morbidelli. Everything, because that may well encounter some issues at the end of this race. And Johan Zarco, so far so good for the Frenchman, and an outstanding job. Combination when you're trying to attack. He got the start he wanted. He was leading the pack. Really unfortunate for him then. Franco Morbidelli.
Super interesting. Marquez, Alex has made it through those first 2 laps where you need to get temperature into that hard front race with that hard front tyre.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Now here's the replay of Nakagami. Was he slightly wide? He was, wasn't he? He was slightly wide.
Taka Nakagami. There's no podium attack from Taka today, unfortunately. And Morbidelli and Rins have clicked into a serious pace here as well.
So that hard front tyre, temperature in it for sure. He moves up into 6th.
Interesting pick, wasn't it, from Alex Marquez? Because yesterday, having tried Kend, he could put that Repsol Honda on a 6-spence. He could put it anywhere he wanted on the circuit. Now, that hard front tyre could pay.
Morbidelli still with the lead, ahead of Alex Rins, who's looking to try and make a move and thought about it on the flick left. Fabio Quartararo 7th.
Nothing to worry about here for Alex Rins. He knows that Morbidelli's not pulling away from him.
Oh, poor. You've got to feel sorry for Taka Nakagami. It was looking like potentially being T20. In the background there, Joan Mir getting on terms with Maverick Vinales. Thomas Espargaro is up to 8. He's gone through on Cal Crutchlow.
High 148s from Marquez on that last lap, about 3 tenths away from Joan Mir. There's Cal Crutchlow, but himself, he's not pulling away from him.
Oh, poor Taka Nakagami. That's horrible to see. Bless his heart.
Yeah, there's going to...
It was looking like potentially being the dream day. He'll have another chance though. Thomas Spargaro is up to 8. He's gone through on Cal Crutchlow. Johan Zarco's just falling away from this group, and Alex Marquez.
Joan Mir. There's Cal Crutchlow. Got himself in a KTM sandwich right now. Ahead of him is former Tech 3 Yamaha rider Crutchlow. Yeah, smoke pours off Oliveira's left boot, but on the brakes he gets the job done. That was Dovizioso in hot, wasn't it, in the first corner?
Yeah, Alex Marquez at 48, 186, and that is right on the cusp of the best.
Alex Marquez can run that pace right now. He's got that hard front tyre up to nice working temperature. You've got to feel like he's
but can't quite force his way up into 4th place. The pair of them are catching Zarco, but the pair
switch to the soft front tyre, be justified. Will it reap rewards for him? Right now he's finding it so difficult to get on par with Yamaha.
Good lap coming in here from Franco Morbidelli as well. He's not buckling under pressure, that's for sure. He's maybe just gapped in 18 laps to go, and yeah, it's a 48 flat from Morbidelli. That is an all-time lap record set by the Italian.
Back again.
Will that medium rear spring back into life in the middle stages of this race though?
Well, that's what we'll be hoping,
because they're all stuff from Franco Morbidelli. 48.089, an all-time lap record for him. There is Mir then, he's got company. Alex
10, turn 16 and 17, how he could turn that Repsol Honda without overheating the tyres and generating wheel spin. The pit's not quite sure what's happened early on with the Pramac Ducati, man. A forgettable day for Francesco Guidotti's Pramac boys. Jack Miller out,
and that was lovely through turn 12. So Joan Mir then up into 4th place,
and it looks like Marquez well capable of making. That's class.
That is close and class.
Yeah, brilliant.
Onto the back straight, and the Yamaha, no answer for the Honda in a straight line either.
Just it, no dramas whatsoever for Alex Marquez. Mir was running in a little bit wide there, wasn't he, through 16 and 17?
He was. He really was. Yeah, Alex Marquez in good shape at this moment. Johan Zarco, you have to hand it to him. He's doing a brilliant job so far. Joined by a couple of pretty hot-looking KTMs right now.
He's nowhere near the pace, Steve. He's still on that last lap, being on the same pace as his teammate.
And at the moment, as it stands, he's losing another 4 points, crucially, to Joan Mir in the World Championship.
He's coming into turn 14.
Almost tucked the front in the process, but yeah, brilliantly done.
The trust he has in that front, this move from Joan Mir's Suzuki, awesome, absolutely beautifully done by Alex Marquez. Lap, Marquez has pulled away from Vinales by nearly 7/10 of a second.
Here he leads us from the helicopter. That's around 3-4/10.
Probably out to get on Zarco's rear tyre quite easily, passing him on that Ducati. Well, that will be an altogether more complicated
half a second. In the background, Polo Spargaro now all over the tail of Fabio Quartararo in the battle for
on that last lap. And Polo Spargaro to keep the Spaniard on the KTM behind him.
The pace as ever so close in MotoGP moment. Closed down a touch by Alex Rins.
If you heard a thud at home, it was probably Maverick Vinales' jaw hit. Second out of Maverick Vinales, only passed him a couple of laps to go. How tight did this get between Morbidelli and Rins on that squirt down to the first corner?
Oh, it was a nasty crash, wasn't it? Here's a view.
A little bit of drama at turn 1. Friendly fire on Miguel Oliveira in the Andalusian Grand Prix, wasn't it?
Meanwhile, for Joan Mir,
isn't it interesting as well? The two men yesterday that were asked in press conferences this weekend, are they going to help out their teammates in this championship battle? And they really are. Look at this, Morbidelli poised to close within 22 points of Joan Mir if you threw the checkered flag.
You're convinced that this is going all the way down to the final round in Portugal. That's Fabio Quartararo. Mind you, he's in better shape today than he was last time out.
What about a Dobby check? Nothing really fantastic. Trying to get on par with the Aprilia Relacia Spargaro.
Top 3 all running different tyre combinations. Hang on to 3rd place because it looks like Joan Mir and Alex Marquez, as you can see now on your screen, are starting to close in on the
Quartararo is right now. And these two have started to make a pretty decisive break, haven't they? Back
Morbidelli and Rins, okay, yes, they're almost 2 seconds up the road for now, but there's 14 laps left when they cross the line next, and tyre durability.
Yeah, what's the gap? Mir on that start of the last lap.
Way wide there, around turn 17.
is 3/10 back to Mir.
Here comes Pol Espargaro. Sorry, Matt. He's making a move on Fabio Quartararo. That's another place drop just fine. Miguel Oliveira slides through shortly.
Yeah, right now Mir off the podium, but increasing his advantage in the World Championship.
Better run as well, just behind Cal Crutchlow on the Aprilia. He's 11th ahead of Dovi. Dovi just in turn ahead of Ecolands. If the checker flag went out right now, it wouldn't be the end of the world for Dovi in the World Championship.
Well, you know how for Aprilia, directly ahead of it, but Dovi can't accelerate and get the drive out the corners to line Aleix Espargaro up. And we've heard Rebay right now as a stellar performance by him.
Seems like a matter of time before Miguel Oliveira makes a pass here on Fabio Quartararo. Will have much more speed on the Yamaha here on this back straight. It's a 1 kilometre long back straight. Up the inside he goes.
Starting to pile the pressure on Johann Zarco. That's as close as he's been to the Sponsorama Racing man throughout.
Still there as well in 5th. There's a gap back to Maverick Vinales now, who's actually being caught by Pol Espargaro. So Vinales, lovely.
He had to do that because Morbidelli and Rins are starting to break away. The gap had gone up to 2.7 seconds from Rins back to in that top 2.
Yeah, well, Zarco now has got trouble in the form and shape of Alex Marquez, who we ride on board with.
Remember in Catalunya, it was 2 or 3, he couldn't reel in Rins or Quartararo.
I think he's got time to make up 2.2 seconds. I really do. Look for too many laps here if he has ambitions and hopes of being on the top step. It was wide there from Johann Zarco through turn.
Isn't he? Is he going to be close enough to try and make the lunge?
Not this time.
No, he's not. He'll try and maybe. He was so good last weekend. How many overtakes did Alex out those crucial 3 or 4 bike lengths on the Honda,
but
which is going to stop Marquez attacking him on the brakes?
Zarco does sometimes run a bit into 4th. Can he hold on though on the start-finish straight? Across the line, Zarco bites back again. He's got the inside line. He will.
Alex Marquez, because he's the faster man, clearly faster right now than Johann Zarco. This is giving Joan Mir a bit of breathing space in that
way back through.
Well, he'll be blocking and defending like his life depends on it now, Alex Marquez. Particularly, he'll know the way that Alex Marquez, though, can turn that Honda through those final couple of corners. It looks like it turns now the Honda here in Aragon. He will not surrender any position without a dogfight. Morbidelli at the moment is comfortably controlling Alex Rins. They've got Rins a long lap penalty. At the moment, they're keeping a rather safer distance between the two of them. At the moment, they're on course for a teammate
leading the race. He's in 8th place at the moment. Here's Pol Espargaro still closing on Maverick Vinales. 2.6 seconds the gap now between Rins and Mir, so they've actually extended it on this lap.
Fair play to Fabio Quartararo, who's brilliant. As Oliveira got him, I was just about to say, Quartararo has been so good on the brakes at the end of back straight. He's had to be to defend positions, and now pipes the nose of Cal Crutchlow too.
What a group this is. Dovizioso's also gone through, and Aleix Espargaro, so Dovi is up a place into 11.
Gone up the road, particularly as well with Morbidelli and Rins dragging themselves back in the championship contention.
Lecowona there charging through.
Crutchlow and Andrea Dovizioso about to engage in a dogfight as well. They fought for 4th place here back in 2012. Lecowona, these boys are mixing it like it's a Moto3 scrap.
Yeah, any mistake here and it can cost you quite. Bring Franco Morbidelli and Alex Rins.
Yeah, now conventional wisdom suggests that Franco Morbidelli is going to have the better grip at the end of the race.
Conventional wisdom really hasn't played much of a part in 2020.
No, but Franco Morbidelli, Rins cannot. Again, Quartararo really hard on that front end of that Petronas Yamaha, and somehow still keeping the
on screen at the moment because we're past halfway distance, and here comes Miguel Oliveira, and Fabio Quartararo drops to 9th place in this race. Marquez has crashed out of this race.
Oh,
the hard front has bitten at turn 2. Honda's last week, and down he goes here in the race with the hard front. And that will be the question mark at the end of this race when we thought he'd play a part in the podium, but that's one less rider. We've only got, what, 17 left in this race.
And weren't Nagagami every
so
week?
Now nobody has finished every single race this year. It just is incredible, isn't it? Right, half a second's the 4th, and 5th is Pol Espargaro. That's the live championship as it stands. Morbidelli will only be a race win away from the championship lead.
And by a long way inside the top 10, he's dropping like a stone. He's only 18 points down the championship.
Right now, as it stands as well, Joan Mir
It's a crestfallen Alex Marquez. He was trying to reel in Joan Mir for another podium battle. It won't.
In the next few laps, we're expecting to see Joan Mir start to come into his rhythm. It was about lap 14-15.
He's just a tenth slower than these guys, but the problem is he's let them get away by 2.6 seconds.
Because he was stuck behind Zarco.
Yeah.
Honda here. Two men with great chances of finishing on the podium and maybe even winning. And Nakagami and Crutchlow, he's moved into 9th. I mean, he is from Salvage City, isn't he? Andrea Dovizioso, he can't believe his eyes.
Miguel Oliveira must be sick of the sights of this Petronas Yamaha SRT machine, and he's got at the inside of Quartararo. Can he make it through this time around? It looks like he has finally made that move. Can he keep Quartararo at bay on the brakes now into the first rivals? If you want a man to launch rescue missions, it's Andrea Dovizioso, isn't it? He's great at getting himself out of RC. They must have thought pre-race they'd be fighting for a double podium. That's how good Taki Nakagami and Alex Marquez have been all weekend.
KTM man now. There are your two leaders. There's Joan Mir. That gap still 2.6 for now for Mir. The Quiddy 24 points down at the end of this. He'd chop your arm off for that. That is incredible. Whatever they found this morning in warm-up, it's been good enough to get them into...
Yes, guys, after last week's race, I found out that Mir's rear tyre had more left on it than almost all his config. And I'm wondering if he's waiting for the right point to pull the trigger and go and use what he's saved in that rear.
Yeah, because we are running out of laps.
He's 3.1 seconds behind, and Franco Morbidelli and Rins' pace is so strong. You can't think Rins is about to jump all over him and get right on his case. He finds that little bit extra, another 10th to pull away. I mean, Aleix Espargaro just ran him out off the curb there, didn't he?
Well, he sent him into Alcañiz, didn't he, there? That was a little moves up into the top 10.
At that point, Dobby's thinking, right, okay, right ahead of me is Fabio Quartararo. Let's try and work out a strategy to get ahead of those kind of moves, because the Aprilia hasn't got the drive coming out the corners with that lack of horsepower. So Aleix Espargaro,
is there an issue for Dovi? What's going on? He's just ahead now of Danilo Petrucci, but that's precious points just being thrown away. The inside, and now we have 3 KTMs inside the top 10.
Just aggressive, wasn't it, by Lecuona to get up the inside of
Suzuki's. At the moment, there's not a Honda in the top 10. 2 of them have crashed out. 3 KTMs are up there. What's next in MotoGP?
Over the line in 9th place, got round wide by Aleix Espargaro, and then wide into the reverse corkscrew. Lecuona and Crutchlow come sweeping.
And Nico Lecuona inside that top 10. Brad Binder will be disappointed. He's out of the race, of course. Dobby getting it a bit wild and out of shape.
That's really cost him dearly. Crucial World Championship points going begging as well there.
Well, the fastest man of that group, by the way, is
Marquez.
At the front, Franco Morbidelli is breaking away from Alex Rins. It's now up to almost 0.8 of a second.
Just a 48.977, but crucially it was a couple of tenths faster than Alex Rins in second place. That gap just under 8
Yala's dropped back, still holding strong out front is Franco Morbidelli. Looking for his second race win of the 2020.
Was left on the 41-year-old's hands right now. He'll be willing, Franco Morbidelli and Yamaha, to take a famous victory here in Aragon.
Brilliant stuff from Morbidelli. His pace, he's just maintaining it. He's still in the late 48s. No one can live with that right now. Better line, and he's through as well. These two are old, fierce rivals from the Spanish Championship back in the day, and Maverick Vinales hot on the heels of Fabio Quartararo.
And what does Aleix Espargaro always say about the factory Aprilia? He can manage the tyres for us, running out of time maybe, and running out of time to get up on the case of Franco Morbidelli.
Well, so is Joan Mir. He was 4:10.
And Mir's not had the pace of the 2 men ahead of him for quite some time now. I think Joan Mir's probably thinking with a big gap back to Joe.
Here is Franco Morbidelli out front. Alex Rins up behind, trying everything. There's 5 laps remaining here.
It looks like, doesn't it? The Morbidelli's got him pretty like he was going to crack and buckle under pressure. He was the epitome of a composed rider at the front, Franco Morbidelli. Well, I guess.
To take his second win of the year. Brilliant job so far, the Petronas Yamaha SRT man, and again, just nudges.
There's not a lot wrong with the B-spec Yamaha, is there? Rins every time he tries to get 49 fours.
Well, as it stands right now, Davide Brivio answers it. Will there be a winner, though? At the moment, it looks unlikely. The gap now 1.1 between Morbidelli and Alex Rins.
I think it was 1980, a long time ago.
Nico Lecuona doing a brilliant job here as well. In 10th place, here comes Danilo Petrucci, and that'll be a sorry sight for Andrew. It's the battle for 12th place between the factory Ducatis. Over the line goes Franco Morbidelli in the top left of your screen with 3 laps now.
What about Pol Espargaro? Fires up the inside of Johan Zarco, and he takes 4th place on the factory KTM. These two, of course, coming into contention too.
Well, 2 KTMs in the top 5 would be some result for them based on where they were this time 1 week at Grand Prix.
He would have learned a lot racing in the top 3 at the start of the race. He doesn't need to learn too much about the package.
Mir, is he just thinking about this championship a little here? Is it coming into his mind? He'll be informed of the whereabouts Danilo Petrucci. Is this the day that Dovi says goodbye to the 2020 World Championship? And here comes Miguel Oliveira.
Good long look. Oh, there you go. Johan
Sit
Zarco.
up.
He knew it was coming because he looked over his left shoulder at turn 7 and got a face. Miguel Oliveira has had a pretty good fight with 2 Frenchmen today, hasn't he?
He really has.
It's over, isn't it? I mean, in terms of the race win, Franco Morbidelli's got a real comfortable buffer now. He's just stretching away. 1.5 seconds
down. Someone did not come across the line. The names just tumbled down the left. Is it Elisha Spargo?
Yeah, it's not.
It is. Oh, it's not a
mechanical
mechanic chasing down Fabio Quartararo at that particular moment.
I was just looking at the 3 boxes on the left-hand side of the screen.
The engine's just cut out. What on earth has happened there? What a shame.
Deserve that. He did not deserve that, Elisha Spargo.
2 laps remain in this race here in Teruel, and you can see he is struggling a bit with tyre life, but who is here?
Well, Morbidelli and Rins locked elbows and had contact going down into turn 1, but since then nobody's laid a glove on. Alex Rins has really tried to put the pressure on, but he has not been able to get anywhere near him. Just been able to eke away from Rins relatively comfortably.
The final lap of the race here in Motorland. It's going to be bitter. What a job they've done here this weekend. And it looks like that new Olin shock is working rather well for Franco.
And you can see Rins has just taken his medicine now. He's going, okay, yeah, I'm not fast enough, being beaten by the better man on the day. 45 points.
With up and down results, with different winners here, with different manufacturers having their highs and lows. The same man is finishing
up and down season, which is going to be decisive. He does not want to be the MotoGP World Champion, though, doesn't he? Without winning a 1999. You know that Mir is desperate to take that first win if he is to be World Champion.
Ali made it quite clear that he's not out of it yet. And you think of how the season started for these two, and the contrast they've both been mesmerising.
From the first corner, Franco Morbidelli has been absolutely faultless. He's been flawless.
It has been a masterclass from Morbidelli in Motorland. A brilliant win, his 2nd of the season. The number 12 Mir 3rd. An outstanding job from Pol Espargaro 4th. And just across the line there, that's close, really close. Zarco, I think, just
worse for Andrea Dovizioso, who's coming over the line in 13th place. Bradl got him late on as well. What happened late on the race of the doubleheader in Misano, his home Grand Prix?
Well, there you have it. Look at the championship, 32 points.